Okay, little just a boss arena. Does the crow heal instead of damage or heal and damage? Both. So okay, if memory serves, the crow, which is the occultist familiar, by default it has like a an electric projectile it shoots at enemies. Then you can give it like you know how some skills have like these lines? It has like a line, and then there's a skill where it'll heal friendlies. And then there's a line, and then there's a skill where it has like an aura that buffs the team's magical damage or something like that. So it like does a buff on the team, it has a heal, and it blasts lightning when it's not otherwise occupied. Now, that over there, that was blocked, so I think that's going to open up at some point later. Will those buffs and heals work for minions, keeping them topped up? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would try to. I mean, obviously, you know, they can end up getting deleted if there's too much damage. But yeah, it would, like, every couple of seconds, it will do a heal on a friendly target that needs a heal. Another game that has that similar mechanic, Last Epoch, the Primalist can summon birds, but it can summon a bunch of them. Like, if you build for it, you can have, like, 4 or 5 of them. And there's a skill called Good Berries, where, and it's named after a D&D skill, where they can carry a healing berry to a teammate if they are in danger. And it's an instantaneous heal, but all of the birds in that can do that. Dude, I should have been using Root from much earlier. This makes me feel so much, like, better. There's so much less, like, running around and kiting, making the mortar miss shots. The synergy of Root and mortar is good. Last shot was the big one. When you clear a zone, do mobs respawn? If you exit to the main menu and then go back into the game, you will still have the map open, but the mobs will respawn, yes. So it's very easy. Wait, the cry viper and the distinct purple plumage on the ground draws your attention. Oh. The thing we're hunting is around here. So if you're, like, trying to farm for a specific item, it's very easy to reset an area and just keep killing those same mobs over and over if you want to. We're gonna summon the primal this time. Crucible exists. Crucible is fantastic. The main thing to remember is, while doing Crucible, I don't think you get any devotion points. So, you can level all the way to 100 in Crucible, but then you still gotta play through the story game to find devotion points, so you're not gonna find any. Halfor's Journal, page 2. Last night, Signe cried herself to sleep, the pain of hunger rotting in her stomach. Sorek did not cry, but the look of pain played across his face. I could feel Fenri shaking and heaving as she cried silently next to me. I just lay there, paralyzed with grief, praying once again for the darkness to take us. It did not. This morning, I felt as though I had lost myself as I looked down upon us from afar. The grief and pain of hunger seemed so far away from there. Even the cold of a winter morning could not touch me. But the feeling lasted only until the pain of my empty stomach regained its grasp on me. I cut my hand while stringing my bow and stared at the thin crimson ribbons streaming down my arm. How could they seem so alive when I'm so close to death? Then they ran and ran toward my elbow like the rivers of the valley toward the mountains. There was life there in the river, and so I drank and drank, and it wasn't until Fenri screamed that I awoke from my stupor to find I was trying to force Signe to drink as well. What has become of me? More horrifying lore. A dull red hue has overtaken the shrine, showing chthonic corruption has taken hold. Druid in Last Epoch, my favorite build was Ice Spriggan form with a bunch of vine turrets. I had a similar one, Trimega. Hold on, let me show you something. So not counting VODs, there is one single Last Epoch video I've made, and it was a guide on how to play the build I was playing, because so many people popped in my chat and was like, what's the build? And so I made a build guide, and it was pretty much what you described. It was a Beastmaster Pets, Spriggan form, and you were constantly summoning vine turrets. And it had like no gear requirements, and it did so much damage. So anytime someone popped in chat and it was like, what is this build? I was just like, here's the video. Now there's websites like websites where you could just like put in the build and then give people the link, but those didn't exist at that time. So mark that shrine on the map, so I'm guessing that's going to be pertinent for a future quest. Yeah, so essentially right now when I get into a fight, I summon Wendigo Totem and the Mortar immediately, and then just start spamming roots on things. If pressured, Primal Spirit. That's the win button. And the roots are also summoning the Devotion Hound whenever it's off cooldown. Halberd. Double back. Got some bits of map that I missed. Are you going to Elite next? Sorry? Clarify? What do you mean by that? Okay, that's opened up. I think they mean the difficulty. Oh, I thought Ultimate was next. So the main goal of this playthrough is to finish see all the new content and finish it. If there's still a lot of viewers watching on the days that I do Grim Dawn, I would be happy to keep doing the higher difficulties and just go all the way to 100. I have done that before on stream. So again, I'm more interested in the new content, but if there are viewers here for it, I wouldn't be opposed. Did they add swimming to the game? Swimming? Not that I've seen. I can't really think of action RPGs that have swimming. And if I had realized how long that fight was going to take, I would have done the Primal Spirit. That was, those last two mobs were both healers. They were just spamming heals on each other. Kind of makes me wonder what level you'd get to if you just played core plus all expansions on veteran difficulty, 7 or 80. I don't know, probably a lot. Like, so I nearly finished core, have not done Ashes of Malmuth or the desert one, I can't think of the name right now. And I'm like partway through this one, and I'm currently 53. So you would get a lot of XP doing that, that's for sure. For anyone who hasn't played it before, just real quick here. So the core game is essentially going up to here. That's the end of Act 1. You go back to town, and then you go up this way, and you go up here, and then at Fort Icon, you take a right, and then here's the end of the base game. And then Ashes of Malmuth, I think you continue through here, and you go up this way, and you go up here. And there's Malmuth right there. And then the desert map, you go through a portal, which takes you here, and then it's this map over here is the desert map. And then the new content is from Fort Icon, you take a left, and I guess you go up this way. I haven't ever done this before. Lag spike, and then my health exploded. That was no bueno. These birds cast some mean spells. Oh, I see what it is. The bird, like, flies up in the air, and then a moment later, like, crashes down, and there's a huge explosion. Forgotten Gods was... Yes. Forgotten Gods was the desert map. Thank you. I can't jump over that tree. Ismail's command, rank 5. Nice. 45-second recharge, 20-second duration, no. There's more of those beavers here. Thanks to the stream. Sure thing, Rose. In my experience, if you have a new character, you can get to 60 pre-new X-Pack on normal. There are better ways once you unlock higher difficulties, but leveling is not hard in Dawn. Nah. No, I mean, if you just want to level as fast as possible, go into the Crucible, endless waves of stuff comes at you, just murder them, you'll get power leveled really fast. But if you want to get devotion points at the same time, just play through the game normally. Oh, plus bag slots. I don't know if you get additional bag slots from playing Crucible, but you get them from doing quests. Like, right now I've got 4. Primal Spirit is being really derpy right now. Took it a long time to start attacking.
A lowlander?
You are a curious sight to this Veil Walker, Lowlander.
Sight.
Spirits move about you. Many are at peace, but others screech for vengeance. You are as the spring wind, a bringer of change. What are you going on about? Our land is rife with the remnants of past conflicts. The ruins we stand in are just another grisly reminder of the wars of old. Countless brave heroes lost their lives in the defense of Utak Kunar, but many never received their proper burial rites. Their spirits now languish where they fell, becoming bitter and twisted. I hope to deliver them beyond the veil, but I see that the dead have reclaimed their remains and now roam as wights. I was getting ready to return to Kernhold when you arrived, but you may be exactly what's needed. I can deal with them. You would do that for the Kern. As we are now dealing with wights and not spirits, I'm afraid there is little to be done beyond banishing them with steel or sorcery. If you are bold, you could try speaking with them, but wights rarely, if ever, respond to such tactics. They are trapped in the memories of their deaths and pursue only violent reprieve. If you are still willing, then seek out the remains of Gund, Hasya, and Maruda in Scarfell, beneath the ruins of Utak Kunar. They were cherished heroes in their day. I hate to see them reduced to such a state. Oh, this guy's taking, like, no damage. What the heck? Okay, there we go. He started taking damage. He had, like, a guard or a barrier or something. Any off. The day Utak Kunar burned. This parchment is badly scorched. Memories, Skald Senya. These recollect the last days of Utak Kunar. They came in the night bearing weapons coated in burning pitch. I awoke to the sounds of screaming outside. Volgar and all others bare arms took to the defense while I helped the elders and children flee. When the last of the children was accounted for, I returned to the village. The sounds of battle were drowned out by the battle-wrenching cacophony of blazes devouring in moments that took generations to build. I waited for any sign of Volgar, but exhaustion have taken its toll, because I, in the morning, very little remain home. I walked the streets now coated in a thick layer of ash with caution, expecting bloodbound to emerge from around every fallen column and stone foundation. I choked on the smoke and gagged on the stink of burnt meat as I searched through what was left. There were everywhere, not fallen where they had died as I was expecting, but strung up, hanging from... The bodies were mutilated, bled dry. Some were hung upside down by their legs, throats slit. I eventually found Volgar, strung up, pale, and bloodless. His dozen wounds told me everything. He died. I know in my heart he fought to the end and was long dead. A hung him up here. Volgar was among countless men and women. It did not seem to matter. They were all blood dry. I was alone among the countless dead, and I knew my time was short. I cut down Volgar, he felt so light with his body devoid of life, and buried him. River where he often sparred. It wrenches my heart to leave, fate worse than death, but the bloody banners now hang over Corbus' stand made it clear that the enemy has not gone far. I will lead the survivors to Kernhold and pray to Mogdrogan that he guides us through the wilderness. They had a nice history here. So these guys all have like a leap attack. I'm just a bit ahead of you on my level 10 in Ultimate. How do you take a level 10 into Ultimate? When I was on a new character, and it said the highest I could start on was Veteran. Level 100. Oh, that is one hell of a typo. Okay. Dude, I thought you were going to teach me something new after 400 hours. You can buy writs to unlock Ultimate on a fresh character. If I've ever done that before on any of my old hundreds, it's been far too long. I'd have to look that up. Alright, we got that portal opened. Anything in this building? Doesn't look like it. Ultimate's rather hard even when leveling gear, though, so people often play Elite after. Like, I feel like at some point when I played this game, you could just start on Ultimate, and I remember the very first zombie outside of town took me minutes to kill, because I had so much health. But I remember then I got like 2 level ups, and then was able to kind of go from there. I'm pretty sure at some point in the past you could just start on Ultimate and the game didn't stop you, and I think I did that. $54. Maruda the Forsaken.
Leave me.
My sword arm hangs limply at my side. My blade has been taken by the unworthy. Do you have it? Are you the wretched thief? Someone stole your weapon? Do not toy with me, wretch. Where have you made off with it? I will retrieve your blade, or you can attack them. What's this? Monsters are infused with fire. Alright, so we leveled up, got 2 more points, and I think the thing that's going to help me the most right now is putting him in Wind Devil, because of the multipliers. So right now its top end is 3,300 damage, and now the top end is almost 3,600 damage, and 46% chance to impair the enemy's aim is also nice. Oh, also the radius is getting larger. I didn't realize that. It gets 0.1 more radius every level. Ow. Ooh, that shards, though. The Chasm of Voices. I'll read that when the Primal Spirit runs out. Oh, they rooted me for a second.
I can't do that.
There was a moment of panic there. I was like, I can't get out of this route. Okay. Chasm of Voices. In the days when the Kern still held the lower valleys, a great earthquake split the ground near a Kern village and left a chasm so deep that no stone thrown within ever struck bottom. From its depths came voices at night calling the names of the dead, clear as if spoken beside the ear. Many who heard them went mad, others descended into the darkness and were never seen again. Lothulant came to the place and listened at the edge of the fissure. Among the voices he heard his father and mother, who had drowned in the Castoran flood, calling his name. For a moment he hesitated, then bound himself with mammoth hide ropes and descended into the black. Far below, Lothulant saw the cavern widened into a vastness of hollow passages, the slick floors littered with bones. There he found a vile, pale creatures moving through the darkness, speaking not